Welcome back to the Jesse LaSala Show, episode 51, with one of the great comedians, podcasters, authors, Mr. Brandt Tobler.
What's up? What's up? You're too sweet. I don't know about one of the greats, but I'm here.
Buddy, I have a bone to pick with you because you kind of left me high and dry with Craigslist chaos. I mean, it was an addiction of mine and it just disappeared.
I'm sorry about that. And I should bring it back, honestly, but because I'm working on a podcast now, but I'm never worried about getting in trouble. I was just worried about, I think it would cause a problem at some point because I think there's certain laws about recording people's phone calls and without telling them. And I didn't do any research on it. I think it's just certain states. So I don't know. A lot of shit happened in life, and then I just started doing it. I quit doing them, but I kind of want to bring them back. But I don't know if I would have to keep them like kind of secret because I always thought that was like the funnest podcast too. But maybe it's a blessing because I think it would have probably blown up, and then they would have taken it away from me, and it'd have been pretty sad.
Right. Well, I think Corolla, when they were doing crank anchors, they could only do it in Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was only legal there. And but the last episode, you had the woman in Indiana with the dogs, and like you were gonna take her to sell these dogs or something, and then like but I could tell you felt genuinely like sad, like that you weren't able to follow through.
Sometimes it was just because you just never know who you were dealing with. I mean, for those watching this or listen to podcasts that don't know, the premise of the show is I would just get on Craigslist and then I'd put call me in the search bar, and then anybody that put their phone number on Craigslist, I would just call them and talk to them about anything and everything. So I never knew what I was going to get, and sometimes people would hit me with like real life stuff, and I'd feel bad. There's a couple times when, people's dogs died, or I remember one time because I would kind of fuck with them, and then occasionally I'd feel bad, like, man, I probably shouldn't have fucked with these crazy people.
Right. There's a line, but I don't
Yeah,
know. I felt like you danced around it pretty
I tried to.
eloquently.
It was never like to be mean. It was just creating funny content. But yeah, I should bring it back, man, just because I really enjoy. It was fun to do it, but it yeah, I should have just. I mean, I did like 100 episodes, so at some point I was like, yeah. I
Right.
just kind of got burnt out during the pandemic. The pandemic was hard creatively because I was going so hard producing a bunch of content, mainly because I couldn't leave my house. But then I think I just kind of got burnt out.
Yeah. I think a lot of us did. And how many times did you or your, is it still fiance, or are y'all married now?
No, it's the opposite of that. She's gone. She's long gone. We didn't
Oh,
survive the pandemic.
oh shit.
That's why that podcast is gone too. So that was, it's just a lot of shit. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's actually my fault. But yeah, it was just a rough little stretch where I wasn't feeling that like fucking with people, especially because most of the time, a lot of the Craigslist stuff was me talking to. Maybe I got karma because I would call people and be like, how come you're selling your wedding ring, and now I'm actually selling. At some point I'll probably be selling the ring that I bought for my fiance. So maybe what comes around goes around. I don't know. I didn't even think of that till just now.
Damn, man. It's because you didn't get her a cat, I think is what it
Yeah, no,
was.
we had a cat. That was
Oh,
good. We
oh,
ended up getting a cat, but then that was the hard part, losing the girl mainly, and then losing the cat and dog, all of it. It's a very empty house I have now.
well, man, I didn't mean to bring that up. I didn't.
Oh, it's cool. It ain't no thing. It's nothing, man.
Well, I got engaged during lockdown. I was living in New York, and I had all these grand plans to go and to this favorite spot of ours and propose, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just feeling it today. I love this girl. And I was like, will you COVID marry me? you know.
Mhm.
And I figured if we could make it through a lockdown and COVID and all this
Yeah,
bullshit, then it would probably work out. And so, but that's the hardest part is just like planning a wedding now, and it's just like
yeah.
it's a headache.
That planning a wedding thing was awful. It's just, I mean, it's like a napkin's like 5 cents, but then a wedding napkin's like $5. Fucking racket, man. It's like we never thought about any of that, but it was just like, God, it's just like throwing away so much money.
Yeah,
If I ever do it again, I think I would just say, "Hey, will you marry me? And can we just go do it like tomorrow?" Just like a
right.
little, or maybe just have a couple people there, but just the frustration of like that, it was just gonna be so much money for just to throw a party for your friends, really.
Yeah, exactly. And we went to one of her cousins' weddings recently, and it was just like the whole 9 yards. I mean, they
Yeah,
had like the church wedding, and then you had to drive 30 minutes to the reception hall, and they had people walking around with trays of food. And it was just like,
yeah,
what if this doesn't work out? This was
yeah,
just like a huge extravagance. Y'all could have just flown to Paris and had a great, 2 weeks, or you could have had this.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of times you just have rich parents pay for it, but neither of us have a dad. And then we were going to probably have to pay for our moms to come. I was like, we had the opposite of most. It was just going to have our mothers there was just going to cost even more money. So it was,
Yeah.
I mean, that part of it. I mean, I think as a kid, I always thought I wanted to get married. I mean, I still want to get married, but then you just don't even know the planning stuff. It's like, God, it's just just a, you're just throwing money away.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page and I'm not the
Yeah.
crazy one because I just want to show up in like, you know, my Aaron Rodgers jersey and, you know.
Yeah,
So, okay. Did you watch the game last night? Your
I
Denver
did.
Broncos,
I
and
did. It was torture.
what the fuck actually happened? Please
I don't know.
explain.
I mean, trust me, that's what everybody in Denver's trying to figure out right now. They've been just trashing this coach, and I saw he said if he could do it differently, he would. But yeah, I don't know what happened, man. We looked almost as bad as the Packers.
All right. Now, see, I was going to try to commiserate because, both of our teams lost, but I
Well, you know,
expected us to lose. I put money on us to lose.
oh, you did. Well, at least you won some money. Yeah,
Are you is gambling legal in Colorado?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, fucking right. Fucking right. So,
yeah. You want to know a crazy story? Is the day I proposed to my ex, I won 75,000 on DraftKings.
oh shit, that's why she said yes.
That's because I said yes. That's why I did it, because I didn't plan on doing it that day, and then I won 75,000, and then I proposed, and we went out to dinner, and then she was staring at her ring, and I was looking at my phone because I actually should have won another 34. I should have won 109,000, but I needed Luka Doncic to get one more assist, and he came up one assist short, so
Oh
I
my
won
god.
109,000.
Oh my god.
I know.
Yeah, it's those bad beats. But I mean,
Yeah.
what's the most you've ever put up?
I hit a bunch of parlays that day. I hit like they were all just like 50, $75 parlays. But
Okay.
everybody just got triple doubles, so it was
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it was,
parlays is the way to go. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not rich by any means. I always do the like $1.50, $3. Like the most I've ever put
Yeah.
is 10, just because I don't want to have
Yeah,
to
I mean
worry about car insurance and
yeah, they're hard to hit, but when you hit them, it's I mean that was the luckiest day of my life. I'll never, but I haven't really bet football. I haven't been paying that much attention. So I mean, I did my fantasy drafts. That's why I was watching the Packers because I have Aaron Jones and Packers defense on both my teams, so I'm a
uh
little invested. But
well,
you
yeah.
know,
Well, the
go Pack
coach
go.
Coach LaFleur made a point to say that we're gonna get Aaron Jones the ball more than 8 times
That's what I'm
next
talking
game.
about. That's what I'm
So,
talking about.
and the defense is going to be better. I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck they were doing, letting Justin Jefferson just
Well, the
run
only
it.
good thing was I had Justin Jefferson too on both teams, so
Oh fuck.
that actually saved me from winning. I won both my games because Justin Jefferson went so crazy.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
devastating, but what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? So okay, so how many times did you have COVID, and are you just over it? Are you
I'm
wearing
over it.
mask anywhere? Are you
No,
just
no masks. I had to wear a mask the other day. Hold on. Hey, can we pause this for a sec?
absolutely?
Any way to pause it? Just because I gotta go. I have this stupid gluten allergy. I mean, you could leave this in, but I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll be
No,
back.
go piss. I need to talk some shit anyway. Just go. Take
I'll
your
be right
time.
back. Yeah, my bad.
All right, so my fantasy team is basically comprised. Let's see. I'm in one at work, and let's see. Yeah, I lost by 30 in one. That's my money league. And then fuck, this one's like just for fun, quote unquote. And I lost that one by 35. So not off to a great start, but I have a lot of Packers players on the team. So it's not going to be a good time unless the Packers do well. But I think the turning point of that Packers game he was speaking of, or just it was a combination of the Vikings going right down the field and scoring. And then on the first play of our offensive season, Rodgers throws to our second round receiver, rookie Christian Watson, and he's wide open for a touchdown. And it goes through his hands. And that set the tone for the rest of the game. I think everybody's body language changed. It was depressing. And now I have to take a drink just thinking about it. I mean, it's only week one.
Yeah. And I'm back.
So
I'm back.
we're back with Brandt Tobler. He had diarrhea. He needed to go take care of.
Ugh, something hit me. I'm
Shot it
back.
right out of his asshole.
Right up the ass.
So okay.
What are you saying? No masks? I'm done with COVID.
Yeah, basically, how stupid are we gonna look in like 5 years when there's like a documentary out and it's like, oh yeah, all those precautions we were taking. I mean, it's already kind of coming to light now, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I don't know what I had, but it was just like the flu, but I didn't, it was just like, I was just sick for a day, but I haven't wore a mask until 2 days ago. I was in Philadelphia and I went to see the Liberty Bell, and they made you wear a mask to walk through. And I was like, this is so fucking stupid. But then once you got in, some people were wearing it on their chin. I mean, like, no one's,
yeah,
I mean, like, it's over. I mean, if people want to wear them, I don't care, but I'm not wearing them.
right. Well,
I'm done with it. Like, I just hate. I mean, it was just a fucking miserable time, and you know, I mean, there's all these comics that made jokes about it, but we would do shows, and then it'd be like, if you're sitting at the table, you could have the mask off, but then if you stood up, you have to have the mask on. It was like, how does anybody not? This doesn't make any fucking sense. It's the dumbest shit in the world.
right. And same with airplanes. Like you
Yeah.
can pull it down if you're taking a drink, but then pull it right back up. And it's just like, how do you manage that? And also, my doctor, Dr. Drew
Uh-huh.
Pinsky, he is like hell bent on if you're not wearing a N95 mask, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like it's all those cloth masks. Like I had all the Packers and Pacers ones because I wanted to
Mhm.
look cool and everything. If I had to wear one, but he's like, if you're not wearing the real ones that doctors wear,
Yeah.
it's fuck, and it has to stay on all the time, or else it's irrelevant. So I don't know. I had it twice, and the only reason I knew I had it is because my girl had it, and she, you know, she really suffered,
Mhm.
for a few days. And I had it, and I was just like, drinking beer, playing basketball, like.
Yeah.
uh, But I had to get the test because I was working at a school at the time, elementary school, and so you couldn't get into the building unless you had like the certificate saying you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
Yeah, man, I'm glad those days are done because it was not very fun.
So what's the next thing though? I mean, is it monkeypox? Is it fucking chicken flu? Is
No,
it?
I don't think it's gonna be anything because I think everyone's gonna fight it. I thought we'd fight it more this first time. I remember when it was first starting, I was like, We're never gonna go for this shit. We're not just gonna stay home." And then, but like, if they tried something again, I just think people lost their businesses and like so much bad. I mean, during the pandemic, I'd go to Wyoming, and Wyoming was like Florida. They didn't take it that seriously, but
Right.
I mean, then places like LA, of course, but I don't think they could do it again. Or if you did it again, if they tried something again, I think people would just move to states like Texas and Florida and Wyoming, and
Yeah.
it just fucks up. I mean, it just fuck. I mean, I get it. Some people got sick, but it seemed like it was mostly old people that weren't, and that get sick anyway. I don't want, my stepdad will still wear a mask all the time, and that's how he feels comfortable. But
Yeah. It.
again, you can do whatever you want, but just don't make us all do it. Like I'm just not gonna. I wouldn't. I don't ever want to do it again.
Yeah. I'm on that side too, and then I know some people that are like, well, now that we have this, I feel comfortable at the supermarket wearing a mask, and I'm like, all right, well, you're just either
Yeah,
ugly or just awkward, like just you
yeah.
know,
I mean, you could do. I don't like it. I hate it. I
yeah.
like to breathe. So.
Well, I mumble a lot anyway, so
Mhm.
even having that, like, and people
Yeah,
can
yeah,
understand what the fuck I'm saying, and
yeah. It was the worst.
but if the world does end, when will it end, and how will it end?
I don't know, man. An alien or a volcano or
Yeah, have you been seeing how all this leaked footage of
yeah,
aliens? And I mean, why would the government show us that, first of all?
yeah, yeah. I don't even pay attention to any of it anymore. I mean, I could. I don't even. I mean, I think I'll make it to the end of the world, but if I don't, who cares? It's over. I mean, I got to worry about just the random. I watch World Star Hip Hop every day just to remind myself how real it is on the streets, man.
Yeah.
People just get shot. I mean, that rapper just got shot yesterday for his chain. It's like
Yeah.
this shit could end at any time. I ride my moped to fucking play pickleball every day, and there's been countless times where people just don't even pay attention. I'm like, yeah, it could be over at any time. I don't even worry about it anymore.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'll be 45 next week.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm
All
an
right.
old
If
ass man.
if you had to look at me right now, how old do you think I look?
You look young, man. There's no gray in that beard. I'd say you're probably like 28.
Damn, I'll take it. I'm
How old are you?
I'm 37.
Oh yeah, see, you look young.
Yeah. So, but that's good and bad because it's like, aren't you supposed to be more mature? You're
Well, yeah, that's
37.
the thing. I don't. I mean, I'm 45, but I don't act like a 45-year-old.
Right.
People always think I'm way younger, but I definitely don't act like a 45-year-old.
Isn't that like the trait of a comedian though? Is like
Yeah,
we never grow out
yeah,
of a certain stage
yeah. I don't. I never even think about age until like I don't even think it matters really.
until it's time for a colonoscopy,
Well, yeah,
right? Isn't
that,
45 the age you're
I
supposed
probably
to
need
get?
to go get a colonoscopy, especially after this diarrhea today. I probably need to go.
All right, so you said, or I saw a post, you're filming a special.
Yeah, I did it yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh shit. Okay,
I filmed
so
it in Philly. Yeah.
okay, walk me through that because that's like my ultimate dream. I'm just so fascinated with, okay, do you wear like the same outfit? Do you record 3
I
shows?
only did one show, so it wasn't like, a lot of people film here and they do 2 or 3 shows, but it was just a 4 camera shoot in Philly, and it was cool. I mean, I wish, honestly, I would do it different. I shouldn't have done it because I didn't get a big. Well, here's the thing: what I did was, I've never been to Philly in my life. I've never been to the club in my life.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know anybody in Philly. I did this. They filmed the special on September 11th, which on Sunday at 6 p.m. on the first NFL Sunday of the
Right.
year. And then it was also, as I was walking over, I'm thinking about all this, and then it was just pouring, raining. I was like, I don't. But the thing was, like, they offered me it back in like June, because Helium's doing a real cool thing where they're just filming specials at the clubs and they're kind of creating their own channel. So in like June, when he gave me the date, I mean, I kind of flinched at 9/11. I mean, I don't really care about that, but I was like, um, I just said yes because I was excited to work with them, and then and they were cool, and I think with the power of technology and everything that I mean, because there was only like probably 40 people there, which was
Really?
ideal for a special. Whereas like if I shot a special here or in my hometown, or like I'm doing a theater next week for my birthday in my hometown, and I'll sell probably. I mean, I think it holds 500. I usually sell out every show there, so I
Damn.
could have done it in my hometown.
Right.
The problem, I mean, then I got to hire somebody to come shoot and everything. So I got paid to film the special for them, and I was just trying to get content, really. So it
Right.
wasn't like a true special. I mean, technically, so because I know what you're saying, people. I mean, I thought about my outfit and stuff, and like anytime I have a big day, I always, this is advice I give people, is I go get brand new socks and underwear. So I did get brand new underwear and socks
Yes.
for the taping, which is kind of cool because when I reach into my underwear drawer, my socks drawer, there's a lot of the socks and underwear have a story that remind me of like big days that like kind of cool. But yeah, so it was cool. It was cool to film, and then we'll see. Hopefully, they can bump it up with some laughs and the power of technology. But I just try to perform my best, and then they could handle all the other stuff in post. And then if they make it look good, which I'm sure they will, it'll be great. And if I don't like it, then hopefully I can just reshoot it.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, when does it get released, or is it
I
up
don't
to
know
you?
any of that. So that's all. They're gonna edit it and then send it to me, and then I'll
You have the final say.
sign off on it. So, which they do. All the videos they make are great. So hopefully they can. It's just hard with that little of a crowd. There was times when I was like, "There's supposed to be a laugh right there," and that
Right,
and
right,
there was
right, right.
nothing, and I'm like, "Oh." So I don't know. It was cool. I'd never been to Philly, so that was cool. And like I said, everybody at Helium was really good to me. So I just hope for the best. Whatever happens,
Did you
happens.
did you have a writer?
No, like a green room writer?
Yeah, like, yo, I need
No,
a brown
no,
Skittles, and they don't
no,
even make those.
no. I did. I mean, I just needed. They had everything I wanted, and I wanted some Coors Light. And no, if I had a writer, I don't know what I would get. It's funny because all these big comics come to our club here in Denver, but none of them. It's like only the annoying ones have fucking writers, and they're like, it's like the woke comics that are like, no plastic in the green room, no. It's just like dumb
Oh,
shit like that, or like,
paper straws
yeah,
only.
we need to have a gender neutral bathroom. We have to have all this shit. It's like,
Wow.
but you're not selling out. And then like the big comics, like like Ari or like Soder or Shane Gillis, sometimes they'll just have like a fruit plate in there, like whatever drink they want. But we've never had like I've never heard of one at our club with an annoying writer.
I
Like I
think
know I know Eddie Griffin used to always have to have like a brand new pair of Air Force Ones for each show.
right, right, right. And I'm trying to think of somebody else that
If I was famous, I would, because once you're famous, you don't need anything. If
right. So you're like taking advantage
I,
of the club at that
yeah,
point.
so if I was famous, I would get stuff on my writer for the feature, whoever my feature was, or the host.
Ah, yes.
But like when I headline, I'll still make sure they don't. Whoever's on the show, they don't have to pay for anything. Or I mean, that's what I've learned from the good headliners. But as far as if I was asking for something, I would be like, if I got to that level where I was just where I could have a writer, I would ask for like, I love like basketball shorts. So I would maybe say, hey, if I'm coming to a town, get me some dope ass. If I was coming to Nashville, like get me some cool Vanderbilt shorts or get me, that's what I'd ask for in the writers, just something, and then just beer, maybe some snacks.
All right, so in honor of you, I have some Coors
Nice.
Banquet beer. So cheers.
Cheers, man.
And
I'm about to, I got to go to the club tonight I'm going to the comedy club to have some beers, but
oh shit.
and now
Well,
it's just, now it's just soda.
that's fair. That's fair as fuck. Do you remember your early days in doing open mics
Of course.
and how how defeated did you ever feel where you were like, man, like either the host has it out for me or these people aren't just they're just not
Yeah.
they don't
No,
have the same style of comedy as me and the crowd is weird and
yeah.
or is
See,
that just making excuses?
no. That's more now. I mean, I see that now, but when I started, I started like 15, 16 years ago in Vegas. It wasn't different. There was no woke or anything. What we have is bullies, which I like. I mean, I liked having a bully because the older comics were bullies to us. So when I started, there was like 10 people that started around the same time I did. And like five of us are still comics and five of us quit. But the the older comics, all the newer comics would kind of sit in a certain area that we only had one open mic every Sunday. And the older comics come in and they would just look at us and be like, fucking losers. And then
Right.
over time, then they'd be like, so it started out like they would talk shit to us. And then over time, then they would just kind of acknowledge us. And then at one time, they're like, one time that one of them was like, what's up, man? And we were like, holy shit, they acknowledge us. So that was like that part was just like, because they would just shit on us, but we sucked. So we would do our act and then they'd go up and be like, man, that was so bad. They would be
Yes.
like that. They were just like, you guys suck. You don't have to come back. You know that. And you're just like, you're driving home like, fuck, man, I ate it tonight. But then you just come back every week. So it was crazy now because Vegas there's a ton of shows, but yeah, we had one Sunday night show and it was in this shitty neighborhood and like a warehouse neighborhood. But it was the biggest moment of my week every Sunday. It's because you had to go down this street, which was called Sirius Street, which is so stupid because every new comic would be like, we're doing jokes on Sirius Street. It's like the dumbest joke, right? But you come down Sirius Street and then you have to go over this little hill. And when you did, you could see the parking lot. And then when you saw that there was like cars there, that excitement of like, oh shit,
Yeah.
cars, like, oh, it's on tonight. There's going to be an audience, because
Right.
sometimes be the 10 cars you knew of the other comics and then maybe two you don't. But then sometimes the parking lot would be packed and you would be like, my heart would start racing because I'd be like, oh shit, we there's people here. We got a real show tonight. So those are my favorite days, man. I mean, honestly, I was just so in love with it. And, like the pandemic for me was, I mean, I love doing stand up, but the pandemic was weird because I was always like, what would I do if I couldn't do stand up? If they took this away from me, I didn't think I'd survive. And then when they did take it away, I didn't miss it as much as I thought I would, to be honest.
Really?
I was like, this shit, I mean, just the money wise is just like, it's just a frustrating, like the most frustrating part was like, I'm making more money off unemployment than I do as a comedian. It's like, this is embarrassing, like just the ups and downs of being a comedian, which was a lot of kind of what happened in my relationship is just like,
Right.
I mean, that there's just the frustration of like, you just go so hard. And then, I mean, you just got to keep going is the advice that was given to me and I would give to other people. But yeah, this last year, there's been times, especially going through the breakup and stuff, because every relationship I've had has suffered because I'm a comedian. Like, of course they love it at first and all my friends are famous and you get to do everything and I get free shit everywhere and it's cool, but they don't know, but then they're just like, there's no stability in it, they're always just like, well, what if that was my ex is like, well, what if I couldn't work for like 3 months? What would we do?
Right.
I was like, well, I'd go get a real fucking job if we had a kid on the way, or like, like we're fine now, but so I don't know. There's just part of this because I've always wanted to get married and be a dad. So this last breakup was the first time I really questioned comedy because it's like this job, I don't know, man. It's just not good for relationships.
Yeah. And part of my angst is that my fiance sees me as like an entertainer. I also play music too,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to balance, being in a band and then trying to do open mics and write and then do podcasts and then so I have like multiple things going, but I'm not really awesome at any of them. I'm just like trying to do a lot of different things, but I'm just like I don't know which direction to like fucking
Yeah.
go all in on. So it's tough. And meanwhile, I'm fucking working at an Outback Steakhouse.
Ooh, I love
Like,
Outback.
I mean, the blooming onion, you know what I'm saying? But
Oh, love Outback.
it's it's sort of not where I thought I would be at 37. But at the same time, that's part of being
Yeah.
a comic is like you have to take chances and
Oh,
sort of
always.
just keep going.
Well, that's what I explained to him. It's like it's not like I get employee of the month and assistant manager, then manager. It's like, I mean, I could get on Rogan tomorrow and my life would change. I could,
Right.
fucking, if I go do there's certain podcasts that can, I mean, Rogan's the key. Like, and I've met Joe and he follows me on Twitter, but I mean, he knows how much power he has. But like, there's, I mean, and if I ever got on there and got to tell the stories, it's just I'm always one. They always say like 6 degrees of separation. I'm one
Yeah.
meeting with Joe or someone just bring me up on the pot. I mean, like, and then if I go, I mean, but no one wants to hear that. It's like, or I'm just creating stuff. I mean,
And
I'm trying to create something to get his attention. But I mean, in our world, he's like a lottery ticket.
yeah. And that's
But,
what he always says.
only like 1,000 people could even possibly get a lottery ticket. Like, like I know him a little bit. I ate dinner with him and stuff, so that I have like a legitimate chance to get on there. And if I got on there and I told all my gambling stories and kill my dad's story, everything, I would probably be a millionaire the next day. I would probably
Oh, your
sell,
Instagram would go up,
yeah,
your Twitter,
well,
everything.
my tour, and then I would sell tickets more, and then I would sell. I mean, I don't. I'm just guessing. He probably gets like 15 million downloads. If I got on there and I sold like 0.5%, not 1%, if I sold 0.5%, if I could sell 50,000 books, I mean, I make $20 a book, I'd be a millionaire in a day.
Right.
So, I mean, that's something like I can't count on that. Who knows if it'll ever happen? But I can't also say that in a relationship. Like,
Right.
oh, well, I just got to get
I'm
on
just
Rogan.
waiting on Rogan, baby. Come
We'll
on.
just get on Rogan. I'm like, well, it's not that easy. But
Yeah.
then, so it's like, I mean, there's just because it's not even get on TV or anymore. It's just a podcast. Or I'm
Right.
working on a new podcast now, but I mean, that's where all the money's at. Anybody that comes to the club that sells tickets, it's all podcast driven, So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the answers, but I mean, I don't want to give. I don't think I'll ever give up. But it's also like I see. So I mean, I used to open for Tom and Bert for 75, 80 people. And now Bert's at Red Rocks tonight for 9,000 people.
Right.
Famous outdoor thing in the world. So it's like, and people told me, man, I go to these clubs. They're like, yeah, Tom was here. He would draw just exactly what you're drawing, but
Yeah.
you know, who knows?
Bert is actually going to be in my hometown of Lafayette, Louisiana. I think either Friday or Saturday night this week. And I don't even want to go because certain comedians I really like as podcasters,
Yeah.
and certain podcasters are better comedians, and some of them are both.
Yeah.
But Bert kind of falls into the category of like, I don't know, he's just like a ham, like,
Yeah.
at least Tom is like really like clever and intricate, and I like his podcast and I like his stand-up.
Yeah.
But you would think like I went and saw Mark Norman. He came through, and that was, I mean,
Crush.
like he was
He's
amazing,
crush. He's a joke writing machine.
Yeah. I mean, just like back to back to back to
Yeah.
back, and then he does like crowd work, and it was
Yeah.
awesome, very inspiring, but also very like depressing. Like damn, he's only a couple years older than me, and
Yeah.
like I have a lot of work to do. You know?
Well, I mean, age doesn't matter. I mean, you could get there whenever. I
Yeah,
mean, you probably started way before you did.
yeah, well, definitely.
Yeah.
But all right, so this little Zoom meeting, it says it's gonna run out in 3 minutes,
Shit.
and I know that you have to go to the club, so I'm gonna ask you quick hitting
Do it.
questions,
Let's do it. We're on the
and
time.
we're on a timer, and here we go. Deviled eggs, yes or no?
Yes, love them. Especially
Absolutely.
at Super Bowl party.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ever won or lost a fight in school?
No, I didn't fight. Never got in a fight until after high school.
Not a fighter. All right.
Uh,
Ever dined or dashed?
yeah, we used to do it weekly when I was in college.
Okay. Yes, dude.
Every Tuesday, we were broke.
Ever got caught masturbating? And what age?
Yeah, probably. I mean, not full cot, I guess. Yeah, no, no, probably. I mean, no,
You just
I
kind of
don't
like
think.
you just kind of like
Like,
rolled
yeah,
over, and you're
like
like,
there was
"What?"
times I think roommates probably knew what I was doing, or like my little brother, but not like full dick in my hand. Like I've got caught having sex plenty of times by people that weren't supposed to see it, but
Well,
no masturbation.
that's
Yeah,
a little better,
yeah, yeah.
Weirdest habit you've been told to have
The weirdest habit I have
that
was
people have that people have told you you have.
oh, I don't know if anyone's told me. The worst habit I know I have is when I get stuck in traffic, I pull out my nose hairs, which is
That's
like,
that's fine. I do that while I play video games because
oh
I
yeah,
can feel them rubbing up against, and I'm just like,
yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
I think people just see me sitting in traffic and I'm crying, but they think it's because I hate
Right,
traffic,
because
but it's
yeah,
really just because I've been pulling out nose hairs.
the tear ducts they open
Yeah,
up. Do you remember your ACT or SAT score?
it was like 21.
Okay,
I don't know when
fair.
that is.
Um, what was the best vacation you ever went on?
Costa Rica. Or no,
Hands,
Barcelona. I dated a girl that lived in Barcelona. I love to go to Barcelona.
it's pronounced Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona. Yeah, that's
Barcelona.
my favorite place I've ever been.
What's the most money you ever made off of a Coinstar visit?
Oh shit! Like $800.
No.
Long, and it was all pennies. It's a long, long story, but it was all pennies.
Oh
I,
fuck,
I was trying to break the world record for most pennies, so everybody gave me their pennies for like 4 years, and then
dude,
I needed the money.
that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Most money ever spent at a strip club.
Oh, I don't know. I spent more at a massage parlor or with hookers.
All right,
Probably 500.
Mr. Brandt Tobler, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
being on
much,
the
man.
show.
Let's do it again for sure.
You're the
Enjoy
fucking
talking to
man.
you.
Good luck to your Broncos. We'll
Good
catch
luck to
up
your Pats.
mid-season.
We'll see you in the Super Bowl. We'll beat that ass again in the Super Bowl.
Hey,
You remember that day? Best day of my life.
I cried. I
I cried.
cried.
I cried too. It was great. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Thanks, bud.
And until next time, don't die.